Hi, this is Kay Weirs, and for my writing strategy, I chose the report planning sheet, which is a planning sheet or a graphic type organizer that can be used for the pre-writing stages before the students were to write a report um, on something that they've researched. And so the learning target would be I can use a planning sheet to gather information for writing a report. The planning sheet, which is also found in our text, um, includes an area up here for the topic that you will be researching, and then 5 different categories where we will be writing information that we gather, so we have it all in one spot before we write our report. So today's report, or what our topic is going to be, is frogs. And the first thing when using a planning sheet is we're going to think about all of the different things that we already know about frogs. We're going to connect this to our prior knowledge, our prior learning. So looking at these pictures of frogs, let's start brainstorming, and I want each student to brainstorm what they know or what you know about frogs. And we're going to write it here in this first column. So when students get their paper, they should first fill in the topic, and then we'll spend some time and they can write down what they know about frogs. And as an example, I know that they eat bugs. I know that they lay eggs in the water and they are amphibians, and that frogs can jump. After this section of the planner is filled in, we would look through those and think about all the things that I already know. So what is something that I would like to learn, something that I don't already know about frogs? And we're going to write that in our second column here, what I want to find out. And something that I don't know is, where do frogs go in the winter? That's something that I didn't know before. And then in our third column, in our third area, we're going to write why I want to find this out. Why do I want to learn about this? I want to learn about where frogs go in the winter because I live where it's cold, and I want to know what do they do to survive during the winter. It gets really cold out there. So these two go together. I'm going to pick a subtopic or something I don't know that I think would be interesting to find out, and then why I want to find this information. The next area is, how am I going to find this information, and or where can I find it? So a good resource, of course, is to go online. Kids like to do that. I found a website here. It's KidZone that has facts about frogs. Maybe it's a book. I can go to the library and find a book about frogs that has some good frog facts in it. And hopefully one of these will help me to learn about where or what frogs do in the winter. And then after reading and researching these areas, students will write down what they've learned. I have learned that frogs stay here in Minnesota, the ones that are originally here. They hibernate. Some frogs burrow down into the ground and some go to the bottom of the lake, depending on what kind of frog they are. So after I have all of my information, I have it all here in one spot, I am going to use this to write my report. And if I were using this with my students, I would first use this to maybe just write a paragraph on something that about frogs. And then with other students, if that are older or more developed in their writing, you could use this to design a whole report. And I just wanted to cite at the end that the report planning sheet is found in our text and would be a great way to organize and write down all of the information you need and have it in one spot. That's it. Thanks.